Well, shooters and reloaders out there, Fortune Cookie 45 LC coming to you from the hot lead zone, and good morning to you. We're getting ready to go to the range at that nice Chabot range. That's the park setting, the one they're going to close next year, so might as well get some shooting there while it's still open. So this is the rig we're going to use today at the range, and there are some viewers out there who kind of question the use of the Caldwell lead sled because it's not your traditional rest. Well, obviously it's not used in any kind of bench rest competitions. It is a good rest to use to test loads for accuracy. Plus, the recoil has been criticized on the Caldwell lead sled because what happens is you get a recoil pulse that goes this way, and because the lead sled stops the recoil, you get a forward thrust. So kind of a double recoil effect, kind of like air rifles. Well, it turns out that our optics should be able to stand this kind of treatment because they need to be shockproof. So this is also a test for the optics. This is the Weaver 6-24 power classic, and it's been a good scope so far. We'll give it some more testing today. Now I like to stuff a little toweling around the back buttstock support because that gives you a firmer, a more steady connection of the rifle to the rest. Notice that the lead sled supports the stock right here in front of the action, and that's important because as good as Savage rifles are, these stocks are inexpensive and kind of cheap. They're not like Macmillans or this kind of thing where this is really rigid. So you're going to see that I'll be testing the barrel channel here to make sure that the free-floating nature of this is always present during our testing today. But when you support the stock in this position, that's ideal. We're not going to be causing a lot of stress in this area where we have the free-floating barrel. Now, some of you out there will question why I shoot 5-shot groups when I do the ladder testing. Well, you can shoot 3, you can shoot 5. The reason why I shoot 5 is because I've seen too often that when I'm shooting a 5-round group that the first 3 shoot pretty tight together, and if I stop there I might have a incomplete picture of that particular load. And sure enough, when I shoot the 4th and 5th round, if that 4th and 5th round is in the same group as the other 3, that is really a good group. But oftentimes it'll open up the 3-shot group, and sometimes in a way that is quite eye-opening. So I like the 5-shot groups. Also, it's very important when we're doing the ladder testing that we bring a good cleaning rod, the bore guide, and also our bore brushes and jags and patches and the good solvent, plus the copper removal agents. So what I'll be doing is cleaning the gun after every 10 shots. Then before I fire the next 5-shot group, I'll shoot a fouling shot. And then after every 30 shots, I'm going to do the cleaning plus the copper removal. And then also, when we get back to shooting, another fouling shot. So we'll be doing that during the time we're doing the load testing. This is the Savage Model 11 VT308 project, Chapter 17, load testing at the range. So first, a couple of fouling shots with the Hornady factory ammo. Pretty warm day today, and there's lots of mirage. Got target dancing all over, and the lead sled isn't the most secure or stable rest. We just took 15 minutes to fire 5 shots. So here are our fouling rounds, and we're actually doing a fouling round after every 10-shot cleaning, the barrel cleaning. So here's the first group we shot, and the first 3 went in there. If we had shot only a 3-shot group, it would have given us a kind of a false reading that we had a pretty good group because the 4th and 5th shot went there. Group number 4 is the maximum load. Group number 5, first one with the Hornady. First group with the Hornady brass. And then here's a 3-shot group all in one hole, and that's pretty promising for a 3-shot group, but again, it's a 3-shot group. I had to stop because of the target change. So we got to put 2 more in. So there's 2 more shots in there to make that a 5-shot group, and that one's actually a called shot. When I shot, I said, oh no, that one's going to go high, and it sure did. That group probably could have been something like this if I didn't throw that last one high. So we got a good load there, but all the other ones are shooting about an inch. The target change stopped us, but we got a 3/4 inch group going there. But that's a 1/2 inch on that one. So we have groups 1 and 2 and 6 and 9 that need to be further developed. Clean the bore every 10 rounds in this test, including the copper removal. Well, here you see lots of patches. In front of our station. Well, here we are back from the range, and the results are as follows. The best group was shot with the Hornady brass that was neck sized in the Lee collet neck size die, and then loaded with the Forster inline bullet seeder die, the micrometer die. So all that led to the minimum runout. We got a .458 with load number 6. That's 44.4 grains IMR 4064 powder. Coming in second was a 5.99 inch group for 5 shots that was loaded with a Remington Peters brass that was bump sized to .002, less than the head space of the rifle. So that's a fire formed brass. This one's a fire formed brass. And then load number 3, a 6.90 inch group that was actually 6 shots fired. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 shots fired. And that's a load of 44.7 grains of IMR 4064. And the Lapua factory brass, not fire formed. So that's not bad for right out of the box. We have 3 loads to work with to tweak the seating depth to see if we can get even tighter shooting. The rest of them are all averaging around a little less than an inch. So here's the brass back from the range, and very interesting is that load number 7 there, Hornady brass, the primer blew out, and that wasn't even a maximum charge. It was less than maximum, 44.7 grains of 4064 powder, but I think it's because the primer pocket was loose, because as you know, we had some primer pocket issues where the priming wasn't consistent, and the crimp that was in there had to be removed, and somehow we won with a loose primer pocket because you see the powder gases that blew out around that primer. Very interesting. I don't have that happen very often. We'll be throwing that case away. So shooters and reloaders out there, a conclusion after today's range shooting is that our U.S. gun manufacturers are doing a pretty darn good job of making a good product, and yet doing it with different manufacturing techniques than in the past. So if we're shooting factory ammo, this rifle is good for 1 MOA out of the box. But with reloads, we can bring the accuracy potential of this rifle down to a 1/2 MOA. And that is really impressive for a non-custom rifle. Hasn't been blueprinted, hasn't been all squared off, no custom barrel, no custom stock, not the best scope, 1/2 MOA, not bad. Well, shooters and reloaders, it was a very good and profitable day at the range today, and we'll be going ahead and tweaking that seating depth for even more accuracy. Bye for now.